Have you ever wondered why some people seem to just keep going, full of life and energy well into their 80s and beyond, while others seem to decline much sooner? It's a question that many of us think about as we get older. Perhaps when we see friends or family members facing health challenges or slowing down significantly, there's this unspoken expectation that reaching 80 is a major milestone, almost like hitting the finish line for many. When deep down, we all hope for many more vibrant years, it can be a painful reality to see that vibrant life begin to fade, and it often leaves us asking if it's just luck or something more. What if there were surprising, often overlooked factors, little secrets if you will, that play a much bigger role than we ever imagined in how long and how well we live? It's not always the big, obvious things we worry about. Sometimes, it's the subtle, hidden aspects of our lives that truly make the difference. In this video, we're going to explore 5 surprising reasons why many people don't live past 80 and, crucially, what you can do about them. Starting today, stay tuned, because I promise, something we discuss might just surprise you. Now, let's dive right into the first surprising factor, something that sounds simple, maybe even a little bit obvious on the surface, but whose impact on our health and longevity is far more profound and surprising than most people realize. It's about connection, or more accurately, the lack of it. I'm talking about social isolation and loneliness. Now, you might think, well, everyone gets a little lonely sometimes, or I'm retired, I don't need as many people around. But the surprising truth is, feeling disconnected from others, whether it's family, friends, or a community, doesn't just make you feel sad or bored. It actually has a powerful negative effect on your physical health, impacting your lifespan in ways that are comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, you heard that right. Research from places like the National Institute on Aging and various universities has repeatedly shown that chronic loneliness and social isolation increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, depression, and even premature death. It's not just about living alone. You can feel lonely in a crowd, or even surrounded by family if you don't feel truly connected. The surprising part is how it does this. When you feel isolated, your body can go into a kind of stress mode. This constant low-grade stress triggers inflammation throughout your body, weakens your immune system, and disrupts your sleep patterns. Over time, this takes a significant toll on your organs and overall vitality. It's like your body is constantly on high alert because it doesn't have the comfort and safety net that social bonds provide. Our brains and bodies are hardwired for connection. It's a fundamental human need, just like food and water. When that need isn't met, the system starts to break down. Think about it. How often do you have meaningful conversations with people? Not just small talk about the weather, but talking about how you really feel, sharing a laugh, or helping someone else. These interactions release feel-good hormones like oxytocin, which can counteract the effects of stress. They give us a sense of belonging and purpose. When those interactions are missing, the stress hormones like cortisol can stay elevated, causing damage over time. It's a silent killer because it doesn't have obvious symptoms like a cough or a lump. It just erodes your health from the inside out. So, the surprising reason here isn't just being alone. It's the biological consequence of the feeling of disconnection. What can you do about this surprising factor? It requires conscious effort, especially if you're naturally introverted or your social circle has shrunk due to retirement, relocation, or loss. First, recognize that it's important, not just a nice to have. Make social connection a priority, like you would an important doctor's appointment. Think about the different levels of connection. There are casual connections, saying hello to your neighbors, chatting with the cashier. These are good, but you also need deeper connections. Who can you really talk to if that person isn't readily available? How can you find them? This might mean joining a club or group centered around a hobby you enjoy: gardening, reading, painting, walking, bridge. It could be volunteering your time for a cause you care about. It could be reaching out to family members you haven't spoken to in a while. It could be exploring online communities if getting out is difficult. But be mindful that face-to-face interaction, even if less frequent, is generally more impactful than purely virtual connections for feeling truly connected. It's about quality as much as quantity. 1 or 2 close friends you can confide in are incredibly valuable. Make a plan, schedule regular calls or visits with friends or family. Join a local senior center or community group. Take a class. Even something as simple as walking in a park where you might see familiar faces can help. The key is intentionality. Don't wait for connection to happen to you. Actively seek it out. It might feel a little awkward at first, but the health benefits are immense. Addressing this surprising reason could add not just years to your life, but life to your years. Moving on to our second surprising reason that often prevents people from living a strong, healthy life past 80. And this one involves something many people over 60 tend to ease up on, sometimes without even realizing the profound impact it has. I'm talking about losing muscle mass, a natural process called sarcopenia. But the surprising part isn't the loss itself, but how little attention is often given to counteracting it, especially focusing on strength training. For decades, the health message for seniors often emphasized cardiovascular exercise, walking, swimming, cycling, which is absolutely crucial. Don't get me wrong. But the surprising gap, the part that really holds people back, is neglecting to actively maintain and build muscle strength. Why is this surprising and so vital for longevity? Muscle isn't just for lifting things or looking strong. Your muscles are metabolic powerhouses. They help regulate blood sugar. They support your joints. They are crucial for balance and preventing falls, a major cause of injury and decline in older adults. And they play a significant role in maintaining a healthy weight and metabolism. Losing muscle mass significantly impacts your mobility, your energy levels, and your ability to perform everyday tasks independently as you lose muscle. Simple things like getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even just walking become harder. This reduced mobility often leads to a less active lifestyle, which then accelerates muscle loss, creating a vicious cycle of decline. The surprising element is that this decline isn't entirely inevitable, and focusing specifically on strength training can dramatically slow, halt, and even reverse this loss. Many people think strength training means lifting heavy weights in a gym, and that can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Strength training simply means working your muscles against resistance. This can be using your own body weight, like standing up from a chair, doing squats with support, or push-ups against a wall. Resistance bands, which are inexpensive and easy to use, light dumbbells or hand weights, or even just cans of soup or water bottles from your pantry. The key is consistency and challenging your muscles just enough so they have to work harder than usual. Doing this signals to your body that you need that muscle, and it will maintain or even build it. Why is this often a surprising reason? Because many seniors focus diligently on their cardio, getting their steps in, or going for walks, which is excellent for the heart and lungs. But they might entirely skip the strength work, often due to fear of injury, not knowing where to start, or the mistaken belief that they are too old to build muscle. The truth is, you can build muscle at any age, even starting in your 70s. 80s or 90s can make a significant difference in your strength, balance, and overall function. It's one of the most powerful interventions for maintaining independence and vitality as you age. It's not just about lifting more weight. It's about having the strength to get off the floor if you fall, to open a stubborn jar, to walk further without getting tired, to stand for longer periods. This functional strength is what allows you to continue doing the things you love and stay independent, which are crucial for a high quality of life and, yes, for living a longer, healthier life. So, the actionable step here is to incorporate some form of strength training into your routine at least 2 times a week. Start slowly. If you're new to it, consider working with a physical therapist or a trainer experienced with older adults to learn proper form and exercises that are safe for you. There are also many excellent, free resources online, including videos specifically designed for seniors using body weight or light resistance. Focus on exercises that work the major muscle groups: legs like sit-to-stands from a chair, arms like bicep curls with light weights or cans, chest like wall push-ups, back like rows using resistance bands, and core. Even dedicating just 15-20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week, can make a world of difference. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about preserving your strength and function, which is a surprisingly critical factor in living well into your later years. By actively working against muscle loss, you're not just fighting a natural process, you're investing in your future independence and vitality. Now that we've talked about the powerful impact of social connection and the critical importance of strength training, let's move on to our third surprising reason that might be holding people back from reaching their full potential for longevity and well-being. This one is about mindset, but not in the way you might initially think. It's the surprising tendency to dismiss new aches, pains, or changes in our bodies as just part of getting old. We've all heard it, or perhaps even said it ourselves. "Oh, my knee just aches because I'm not young anymore." Or, "I'm a bit more forgetful, but that's normal for my age." While some changes are indeed part of the natural aging process, the surprising danger lies in attributing every new symptom to age, and therefore not seeking help or addressing potentially treatable conditions. This isn't just about missing something serious, though that is a risk. It's also about accepting a reduced quality of life unnecessarily, which can contribute to a faster decline in overall health and function, indirectly impacting longevity. Think about it. If you start having persistent joint pain and simply accept it as old age, you might stop walking as much, which impacts your cardiovascular health, leads to muscle loss tying back to our previous point, and can contribute to weight gain. If you notice changes in your memory and decide it's just senior moments, you might not explore reversible causes like vitamin deficiencies, thyroid issues, or side effects from medication. And you might miss opportunities for early intervention if it were something more significant. The surprising part is how many conditions that commonly affect older adults are actually treatable or manageable, but are often overlooked because both the individual and sometimes even healthcare providers can too readily chalk it up to just age. This passive acceptance can prevent people from getting the right diagnosis, the right treatment, and the right strategies to maintain their health and independence. It's a subtle form of giving up, not intentionally, but by limiting possibilities before they're even explored. Being your own health advocate is crucial as you age. This means paying attention to changes in your body and mind, no matter how small they seem, and discussing them with your doctor. Don't be afraid to describe exactly what you're experiencing. If a doctor dismisses your concerns too quickly, it's okay to seek a second opinion or ask more questions. You know your body best. For example, persistent fatigue isn't just old age fatigue. It could be related to sleep apnea, anemia, heart issues, or other treatable conditions. Difficulty sleeping isn't just what happens when you get old. It could be related to restless leg syndrome, pain, anxiety, or poor sleep habits that can be improved. Even changes in vision or hearing, while common, can often be significantly corrected with glasses, hearing aids, or other interventions, which in turn can improve your safety, reducing fall risk, your social engagement, making conversations easier, and your overall quality of life. The surprising barrier here is often the ingrained belief that decline is inevitable and unstoppable after a certain age. While some aspects of aging are unavoidable, many common ailments and functional declines are not simply due to the passage of time, but are due to specific conditions that can be treated, or are exacerbated by lifestyle factors that can be changed. By being proactive, by reporting symptoms and working with healthcare professionals to find solutions, You can often prevent small issues from snowballing into major health problems that reduce your mobility, independence, and ultimately, your lifespan. This isn't about being a hypochondriac. It's about being observant and persistent in seeking the best possible health outcomes for yourself. Challenge that thought that it's just old age. Ask, could this be something else? And pursue the answer. It's a surprising way to take control of your health destiny and ensure you're addressing every possible factor that contributes to a longer, healthier life. Now, let's talk about our fourth surprising reason that can impact how long and how well people live past 80. This one touches on our ability to navigate change and adapt, and it's something that becomes increasingly important as life circumstances naturally shift in later years. The surprising factor here is a resistance to adaptation, or perhaps more accurately, a clinging to old routines, mindsets, and ways of doing things even when they no longer serve us or when life necessitates a different approach. Retirement changes your daily structure. Loss of a spouse or friends changes your social landscape. Physical changes require adapting how you move or do certain tasks. Economic shifts might require adjusting financial habits. The surprising part is that a rigid adherence to the past, a strong resistance to finding new ways to live, can be incredibly detrimental to both mental and physical health, creating stress and limiting opportunities that contribute to longevity. Think about someone who identifies strongly with their career. When they retire, if they don't adapt and find new sources of purpose and identity, they can feel lost, depressed, and disconnected. This lack of purpose is a significant stressor that impacts health. Or consider someone whose mobility decreases. If they resist adapting their home environment or exploring new ways to stay active, they risk increasing isolation and further physical decline. The surprising aspect is the sheer toll this resistance to change takes, holding on to how things used to be, or rigidly insisting on doing things the way they've always been done, expends a lot of mental and emotional energy. It can lead to frustration, resentment, and a feeling of being stuck. This chronic emotional state isn't just unpleasant, it translates into physical stress, inflammation, and a reduced capacity to cope with life's inevitable challenges. It closes doors to new experiences, new relationships, and new ways of finding joy and meaning. Adaptability, on the other hand, is like a muscle you can strengthen. It's not about completely changing who you are, but about being flexible and open to adjusting your sails when the wind changes. It's about saying, okay, this is different now. How can I make this work for me? This might mean finding new hobbies after retirement, learning new technology to stay connected with family, modifying exercises to suit current physical abilities, or being open to forming new friendships later in life. It's about being willing to learn new skills, explore new interests, and challenge your own assumptions about what you can or should be doing at your age. The surprising benefit of embracing adaptation is that it keeps your brain active, your perspective fresh, and your life full of potential. It reduces stress by allowing you to navigate challenges more smoothly rather than constantly fighting against them. It opens up new avenues for social connection and purpose. How can you cultivate this surprising trait of adaptability? It starts with awareness. Notice when you're feeling frustrated because things aren't the way they used to be, or when you're automatically saying, I can't, or that's not for me, about something new. Challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if I tried this? Or, how could I modify this to make it work for me now? Be curious. Explore things you never had time for before. If you're struggling with a physical change, talk to a professional, a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, about strategies and tools that can help you adapt and maintain independence. If you're feeling lost after a major life change, explore new social groups, volunteering opportunities, or courses that align with potential new interests. Embracing change, rather than resisting it, keeps you engaged with life, keeps your brain nimble, and reduces the chronic stress that can erode your health. It's a surprising secret weapon for not just living longer, but for living a richer, more fulfilling life through all your years. So far, we've explored how vital social connection is beyond just feeling good, how crucial strength training is for maintaining function and metabolism, the surprising danger of dismissing health issues as just old age, and the power of adaptability in navigating life's changes. These are all significant, often underestimated factors in living a full, healthy life well into your later years. Now, let's move on to our fifth and final surprising reason that often impacts longevity. And this one is foundational to our physical and mental restoration: sleep. You might think, everyone knows sleep is important. But the surprising part isn't just getting some sleep, it's the critical importance of getting quality, restorative sleep consistently, and how often chronic poor sleep is normalized or accepted as an inevitable part of aging, when its negative impact is profound and far-reaching. It's true that sleep patterns can change as we age. You might wake up more easily or feel less need for as many hours as you did when you were younger. However, the need for restorative sleep doesn't disappear, and chronic sleep deprivation or poor sleep quality has been surprisingly linked to a host of serious health problems that absolutely affect how long and how well you live. We're talking increased risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, weakened immune function, impaired cognitive function, memory problems, difficulty concentrating, mood disorders like depression and anxiety, and even accidents due to reduced alertness. During deep sleep, your body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and clears waste products from the brain. During REM sleep, your brain processes emotions and information. If you're consistently missing out on these vital stages of sleep, your body and brain aren't getting the chance to perform these essential maintenance tasks. The surprising element is how many people accept poor sleep, difficulty falling asleep, frequent waking during the night, waking up feeling unrefreshed, as simply how it is at their age, without exploring potential causes or strategies for improvement. Factors like restless leg syndrome, sleep apnea, a serious condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, often undiagnosed, chronic pain, frequent trips to the bathroom, certain medications, caffeine or alcohol consumption late in the day, and poor sleep habits like irregular bedtimes, using screens in bed, or not having a relaxing pre-sleep routine can all disrupt sleep quality. While you might get a certain number of hours, if it's fragmented or shallow, you're not getting the deep, restorative sleep your body needs. This chronic sleep debt isn't just tiring, it's aging your body faster and increasing your risk for those longevity-shortening conditions. What can you do about this surprising obstacle? Prioritizing sleep quality is key. First, if you consistently struggle with sleep, talk to your doctor. It's important to rule out or treat underlying medical conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. Review your medications with your doctor to see if any might be affecting your sleep. Beyond medical issues, focus on improving your sleep habits, often called sleep hygiene. Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on weekends. Create a relaxing bedtime routine, a warm bath, reading, listening to calming music, anything that signals to your body it's time to wind down. Make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary, dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid caffeine and alcohol in the hours before bed. Limit fluids in the evening if frequent nighttime urination is an issue. Avoid heavy meals close to bedtime. And limit screen time, phones, tablets, TVs in the hour or two before bed, as the blue light can interfere with your body's production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. If you can't fall asleep after 20 minutes, get out of bed. Do something quiet and relaxing in dim light until you feel sleepy. Then go back to bed. The goal is to associate your bed with sleep, not with frustration. Don't underestimate the power of truly restorative sleep. It's not a luxury. It's a fundamental pillar of health and longevity. By addressing poor sleep quality and prioritizing consistent, restful nights. You're giving your body and brain the essential time they need to repair, recharge, and function optimally. This isn't just about feeling more awake during the day. It's a crucial strategy for reducing your risk of age-related diseases and maintaining your cognitive function, energy levels, and overall vitality for years to come. So, there you have it. 5 surprising, often overlooked reasons that can significantly impact how many years of healthy life you live, particularly after reaching your 60s. We've talked about the profound biological health impact of social isolation and the critical need for genuine connection. The surprising power of strength training to maintain not just muscle, but overall function and metabolic health. The danger of dismissing treatable health issues as just old age, and the importance of being your own health advocate. The toll that resistance to change takes, and how adaptability can keep you vibrant and engaged. And finally, the absolute necessity of prioritizing quality, restorative sleep for overall health and longevity. None of these points are about finding a magical cure or a single secret pill. They are about making conscious choices and recognizing the power you still have to influence your health and well-being. It's easy to feel like decline is inevitable as the years pass, but that's simply not the full picture. Small, consistent efforts in these often overlooked areas can make a truly significant difference in how you feel, how much you can do, and ultimately, how long you live a vibrant, independent life. Remember, you are not defined by your age. You are defined by how you choose to live, the care you take of yourself, and the connections you nurture. It's never too late to start making positive changes. Even small steps in any of these 5 areas can begin to shift the trajectory towards more years of health and happiness. I truly hope exploring these surprising reasons has been helpful, and perhaps opened your eyes to new possibilities for living well. Your experiences and thoughts are so valuable, and I'd love to hear which of these reasons resonated most with you, or if you found other surprising secrets to healthy aging. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's learn from each other. If you found this video encouraging and informative, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel and lets me know this content is valuable to you. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more videos dedicated to helping you live your best life at every age. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep connecting, keep moving, keep advocating for yourself, and keep prioritizing rest. Live your best life at every age.